California state government pensions are hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. But California state politicians have just told the pension board, don't worry about investment returns. Focus on advancing DEI, not only internally, but within their investments. Coming up, we'll tell you about the risk to taxpayers and retirees alike and what we're doing to fight back. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative. And there's another scandal involving government pensions in the state of California. Now, I've already documented the fact that the pension systems in California for state and local government employees are hundreds of billions of dollars in debt, unfunded liabilities for both pension payouts and retiree medical plans that they offer, very generous plans that they offer state government and local government employees who retire. Taxpayers, of course, are forced to bail out these retiree health care and pension systems. And it means that in every city across the state and in the state budget, pensions and retiree medical liabilities are eating up more and more of the budget, and it's completely unsustainable. But now we hear California politicians, instead of directing the pension board to do better at investments and to trim the excessive benefits being given to state and local government employees and curb waste, fraud, and abuse like these disability retirement scams that we're seeing, no, instead the politicians in California, true to form, are making the matters worse by telling the state pension board to focus not on investment returns or combating fraud, but instead advancing a political agenda known as DEI, diversity, inclusion, and equity, DEI. And it's not just DEI within the system. No. It is DEI using the investments of the pension system to bully, harass, prod, and threaten private sector companies that should be focused on only returning the maximum taxpayer return on investment. Those companies will now be bullied with threats that if they don't do DEI, if they don't divest of certain things that Democrat politicians don't like, that the pension system will withdraw its investments in that company. This is just absolutely insane. So let me walk through each of these elements. But first, help us shine a light on California state government. We can't do this work unless we get your involvement and support. It's not like the politicians in Sacramento are kicking the tires. They're the ones that are faulty here. And it's certainly not like the liberal media in California is doing its job of shining a light on waste, fraud, and abuse. We have to do it from the outside. And that's why at Reform California, we have a dedicated project called Doge California. Go to reformcalifornia.org and check out our Doge California project. It includes a major focus on the outrageous salaries and pension benefits being paid out to bureaucrats, shining a light on those waste, fraud, and abuse cases. But it includes so much more. Please chip in a contribution so that we can hire outside investigators and researchers to prod and poke and uncover these scams. Also, please join our movement by going to the bottom of the website at reformcalifornia.org and just sign up. First name, last name, email, phone, and zip code, and you'll be tethered into our growing movement statewide to take back California from the insanity of the far left. Let's jump right in. We know that at the state of California pension system, the pension system is billions and billions of dollars in debt. Here's just the most recent report, the day after Christmas. Even after near record returns, California State Retirement Fund still $166 billion short. And that is the rosy scenario because the state retirement system, CalPERS, has a sister agency, CalSTRS, for state and local educators. Then there are local county and city pension systems. LA has one. San Diego City has one. When you add up all of the pension debt, you're talking about nearly $500 billion when you include free retiree medical benefits that are being paid out to these state and local government employees. Oh yeah, they get massive benefit packages to not work. And many of them retire early, and then they go off after pension spiking with free medical and a pension, and they go and they continue to work in the private sector. Taxpayers are left holding the bag for $500 billion of debt. And the Public Policy Institute of California, which is not a conservative group, it's mid to left wing, they are out with a report sounding the alarm on growing debt. Nearly 1 in 9 Californians is a member of a government pension system. 76% of them belong to these state systems that are deep in debt. And these systems have significant unfunded liabilities, billions and billions of dollars. The California state pension system has only about 80% of its benefits covered right now. And that's, again, using the rosy scenario math that is provided in government documents. If you want to see the real problem, check out this website, transparentcalifornia.com. And I actually started the idea behind this when I started releasing the $100,000 Club back in the 2001, 2002 timeframe. The $100,000 Club were the number of government employees retiring with a $100,000 pension for life. And then we started looking at salaries, and we would publish this information. Well, the good folks over at Transparent California took that project up and have made it a regular thing. You can actually search what your local government and the state government in your area, or for the state as a whole, pays out, who gets the biggest packages. And when you see some of these pensions, it's outrageous. Orange County Register has a summary article on that data. Only 1,841 CalPERS retirees collected $100,000 pensions in 2005. By last year, it was 51,530. So we are seeing a massive spike in the $100,000 club. Take a look at some of the people and what they're getting. Curtis Ishii retires, ironically, as the investment manager at CalPERS, and he's earning $444,000 a year in pension, plus free health care for life. He's retired, and he's still getting a pension of $444,000 a year. This is insane. It's criminal. Mike Johnson, Solano County administrator, is getting $404,000 a year in pension. He's a retired bureaucrat, but he'll get $404,000 a year of taxpayer money for doing nothing, plus free medical. And this is not, uncommon. Take a look. There are a lot of these six-figure, $200,000, $300,000 no-show pensions for these fat cats. So that brings me to the topic. The pension system should be focusing on maximizing investment return, because we're already short on money, so we better get a better return on the little money that we have. And they ought to be focusing on cutting these wasteful pension payouts, reforming the benefit formulas. But no, California hires DEI chief to integrate DEI into retirement investments, and the person has no investment experience. We actually have the job posting, and I'm quoted in the article. The group that put it out, I encourage you to check them out. It's called thecentersquare.com, thecentersquare.com. They do amazing work. And they've got more bombshell reports coming up, including the fact that CalPERS is investing in like Chinese Communist Party influenced companies over in China. Anyway, so here it is. The DEI, the Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, going to make about $500,000. That is the focus. But here is the requirements: creating, shaping, and leading the overall DEI strategies, policies, and programs directly aligned with CalPERS' mission. No, it's not directly aligned. It actually is counterproductive. DEI, wokeism, hurts the bottom line profitability of these companies. It's been proven. It's been a disaster. Just ask Bud Light and a multitude of other companies that went all woke and got their ass handed to them by customers who left in droves. But worse than internally focused of like, oh, let's make sure that all the staff at CalPERS feel warm and fuzzy and diverse and included, rather than doing their job. No, let's make sure that we use this activist, basically it's an activist position they've created, to go out and lecture investment managers across the country and companies as to why they should embrace DEI. $500,000 salary to go out and spread the contagion of DEI. Here it says, the DEI officer will establish and maintain a strong presence in the investment industry, leveraging connections and partnerships. In other words, threatening that we won't invest in your company through CalPERS trust funds, to advance DEI initiatives within CalPERS investments. This includes collaborating with investment groups. Collaborating. I love collaboration. These leftists are insane. Such as asset managers, institutional investors, and industry organizations to promote diverse and inclusive practices, not profitable, not high return, low risk, but no, diverse and inclusive practices, which means lose your ass in your investment. And who has to pay the price when woke companies don't deliver good returns? Because they lost sight of their core mission, which is to make profit to return to their owners and investors. You, the taxpayer, are left holding the bag. Look, this is insane, which is why we need to go to a 401k system, because if you're a state government worker, you're not going to get a retirement if politicians continue to manage the little bit of money that they're putting in on your behalf. Unfunded debt, and even worse, what's in there is now at risk because of the DEI contagion. 401ks, the only way to have a secure retirement is for you to control your money, not CalPERS or any of these other government boards that have been infested with this left-wing radical mindset. We'll continue the fight. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California and a California State Representative. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state.